and like, oh
Oh
yeah, it's
yeah.
been so rough. I've had like been going through all my parents' stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm like, again, it feels like there should be a service that's like, hey, here's a bunch of free stuff you can have and sell for charity or whatever. But I've never heard of anything like that.
That's
It's always
called
like,
an estate sale.
yo, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be on you to have. It should be just like a quick, like, I don't want to deal with this. Hey, anybody want a bunch of free shit?
Mhm.
My grandmother lived in a giant house with rooms with like 15-foot ceilings, and when she died, stuff was pack ratted so much that there were little paths through the rooms, and everything else was just
Wow.
packed to the ceiling. So lots of how do we get rid of all of this? This is just old newspapers. Oh God.
Because selfishly, like, someday, hopefully, a long time from now, when my mom goes, like, I don't
Hmm.
need any of her stuff, and I don't want to have to deal with what to do with this all the stuff in the duplex. I'm like, just somebody go take all that stuff and give it away
How
or
did she
sell
die with 50 kilos of cocaine?
it.
My life is about to get very financially lucrative and complicated.
This is a this is a
Coming
movie.
this coming this fall on
This is a
Netflix. Coming this coming this fall on Netflix. Coming this fall on Netflix.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
that
Okay,
was crazy.
there we go. Checking the stream description. Yeah, it's working. It's there. Hello to the internet.
Coming this fall, it was estate czar. I don't know what would you call it.
Yeah, I just see it as pre-pack ratted stuff for me. So let's see. Let me move myself over here. Peter, good. I'll spell it wrong. There's the character keeper. Beginning of session, everyone. Mark your new end of session questions if you need to. I'm going to hide Ren just for a moment. We are mindful of Ren today.
Where's your on-stream channel? On stream. There we go. Well, versus starting now.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me actually play the game.
Let's see. Where's my notes?
Monologue, always a solid choice.
Yeah, monologues are always good.
Um,
Let's see. Session 15. So this is session 16.
maybe I'll go for local community and vulnerability.
Nice. You are all in. That's
Hmm?
you are all
Oh
in.
yeah.
Oh, you're in a local community at least. Let's see. Solving Bowered Companion. Did that. Must sacrifice followers of other gods, and there is a complication
Oh no.
which you brought to town with you. You journeyed to Ulm from Blue West. You The journey scene was the escaped test subject. What evidence of a saint was there at an accident scene? Smashed hood, one vehicle shiny, one has moss and nettles. You can still hear it happening as you get close. You can't really get behind the car. And what incident or local disaster were you taught to overlook as a fact of daily living? Good stuff. People being taken in by the clutching woods, getting a black rot. Oh well, that's just how it goes. When you hold stock in Solomon Bank and the market crashes, sacrifices must be made, and rich people can hire sacrifices for them instead of stockholders sacrificing themselves. When there's a run of a bad show at the old theater, the theater was just gone. There's a black crater that people just kind of accepted. And in garages, there are payphones that instead of coin slots have finger ports for blood, and they occasionally get hungry for more. We introed the Skyward Sprawl, which is another assignment. The tower that had a sacrifice put in it. No, a hollowed building manager that has gone wrong and taken over and started eating residents. And on the way to Ulm, we picked up Helen. Helen is she's a researcher, right?
Researcher, right?
Yeah. And picking her up to get the Temple of Lost Souls hooked up. Went to the diner, Callie's home, for ice cream, and trying to find your friend who's a mechanic to take care of Helen's car. Helen, oh yeah, we used which move was it? One of Bastion's moves to get Helen to help and roll the complication. So she will help, but she will ask for something in return and hasn't.
Yes.
That is still on the table. Let me make these notes here. Fashion thing, and did a play and narrated the temple into existence. So it's a temple that exists and shows up when there are lost souls that need sacrificing, I guess. So I imagine we'll be doing that tonight. Wishes I have are get a use for Hugh's book. See if we can use that for the new thing. Use up some inspiration. Solve out the Bowered Companion. Our companion. So, oh yeah, do the thing. What terrible things come from the old friend? Use that paper angel and maybe look at Skyward Sprawl. Review of current assignments. We have the Sleepless Warden, which has been lingering in the background.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah, sure, it'll be fine. We determined that the warden was awakened accidentally. What new purpose could it serve? So that's the let's see, 6-1 still needs to be answered. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clues available for that. Our companion, we've got all questions answered. We're just doing the Temple of Lost Souls thing. Should be a breeze. And our open questions for the Skyward Sprawl are: where is the hallowed corpse of the Sprawl Saint interred? Or why is the Sprawl growing? Or how can the schism between the Sprawl and the Slag King be healed? Those are complexities 4, 6, and 8, respectively. Cool, but right now we are in Ulm. Great. So last thing that happened was Sebastian put on his little play about the Temple of Lost Souls, and we left it as it was determined that it was a thing. So, what's your next move with that whole thing?
Like, do we need to start sacrificing people to the temple
I think there's
to
gonna
to resolve the?
yeah. Yeah, that was the solution we came up with.
I
Okay.
mean, technically, we don't need to be sacrificing people. We just need to convince people that they need to go there themselves. It's a fine line.
And it now exists in the middle of Ulm, I guess, or no, it just shows up wherever for people.
It shows up in Ulm, I think.
Oh, okay.
In the middle of town. So the solution to the resolution to the question is resolve the assignment by finding an appropriate sacrifice to appease the god and potentially relocating it to somewhere more suitable. It sounds like it was relocated to Ulm itself instead of just the Whisper Plains in general. So the only thing that needs to be done is to find an appropriate sacrifice, someone who is lost, probably spiritually, is what we were talking about, I think.
And Helen is pretty lost spiritually. She doesn't even
Helen-
worship
Helen-
a god.
Least lost person you've ever met. she knows exactly what she's doing.
So
But
what
by
I'm
the
hearing is
god's perspective, she's very lost.
if we need somebody to check out the interior of the temple and come back and report on it,
Yeah,
we don't go in ourselves. We send
she's
Helen
mad.
to do research, like the SCP of Silt versus.
Yep.
Okay, so who is?
So in town, who have we met in town? Assignments, our companion. I moved some of the pages around in the assignments document to put them in the order that we're doing them, which pagination. There's only like 20 pages. That's not a problem. People we've met so far: Farley Solus, the devotee of the Bowered Companion out in the fog somewhere. Only Ren knows. Only Ren is Lakin Fleet, who is the waiter who was lost and you all brought back. You've been really good about bringing people back to town so far. There is Hester Clay, the proprietor of the diner. And you met Dale McCulley, the trucker on the road the first time.
Yeah.
And you know of Ellison Hunter, who was maybe the mayor. It's hard to tell. There are some other folks in town to meet if you want to poke around, but
Do we want to just plaster the town with flyers advertising the Temple of Lost Souls? See if the problem sort of resolves itself while we go check out something else.
Well, let's okay, we want to find lost souls. So we open an improv theater.
Oh no.
Sacrifices everywhere.
Oh no.
You're like, gosh, this improv theater is a lot like a cult. Hey, this cult's a lot like an improv theater. Like, no, sorry. Yeah, I do like, I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking with Helen in terms of like getting the word out. Like the temple exists.
Yeah.
So we just need
check.
It feels like we
Right.
just need a sacrifice to kind of unlock it.
Helen,
right.
I
In
think
my mind, it's like a thing that exists in the middle of town, and then when someone, it's like I think Peter was saying, it's like the room of requirements thing. Like it appears when it's needed.
Helen could be like the ultimate anti-missionary. Like she could sway people devout in faith to maybe start questioning their faith, and then they'll be like, "Oh shit, I don't. Oh man, I never thought about that before. I don't know if I
I feel
should
like
be
you were all
following this
pretty good
guy."
at that. I feel like you're all in that situation as well.
Yeah, we need to avoid the Temple of Lost Souls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
Just get Helen
mean,
to
I
do our
also
dirty
think-
work.
I mean, we keep talking about this as if we're like, as if we're feeding someone to a god.
You are.
Which we are. But but it's also, I mean, like I mean, the way I picture this is that like somebody walks through that portal with uncertainty and comes out like a high priest of being lost and found. So I mean, they are being eaten and devoured, right? But they're also gaining valuable skills. And
might be more being hollowed than devoured.
Yeah.
Which is, a mixed bag.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you listened to all the series, but my favorite one was the trains that run in Glottage. There's a hollowed conductor in each one that's just like turned into the front of the train and just like permanently the engineer. Good times.
I love my job.
Yeah, maybe they're having a great time.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, I of course keep thinking of this as like a Flintstones, like
it's a
living.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
Except for Val, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of Flintstones was about like turning animals into useful objects.
Appliances.
The Flint versus. Yes. Anyway. Okay.
Okay. Also, not to be all metagamey, but I'm not metagaming. I'm letting my questions drive our actions. As Hugh mentioned, because we all have connect to the local community as one of our questions, perhaps we could all participate in some kind of public theatrical presentation arranged by Sebastian that would maybe act to make people question their faiths, something like that.
Ooh. I mean, mass sacrifice is still sacrifice, so yeah, that's
Oh,
Well, it's more the shotgun
Family.
approach of like, well, surely somebody
Mhm.
it will work on well enough that the
yeah.
temple will appear for them. Other
I
people
do
might just be
love
like,
the
"Fuck
idea of
you."
handling this by putting on a show.
It's like an after school special.
I like,
Mr.
yeah, like,
Anderson says he can
well,
take over the school temple, but
yeah, it's like save the rec center by putting on a show, but rec center is crossed off, and it's just like, I don't even know what we're saving at this point.
temple
Your
with Zalgo
soul.
text all over it.
Yeah. We're saving. I mean, could we get? Also, I like imagining this conversation like we're at the booth in the
Yeah.
diner, just being like, okay,
Yeah.
more pie, please. Could we get like a bunch of uh, old friend bobbleheads as for all the truckers? Could we get the truckers into both Big Bobby and old friend
Mm.
and like and use them to spread awareness?
I mean, truckers do often get
Or
lost.
yeah, yeah. Or not, maybe not. I mean, maybe we just tag their trucks with the arcane sigils.
Tire marks on them.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, we just put the yellow sign on a bunch of trucks. Like,
Yeah.
what could go wrong?
Nothing
sure
could
that-
go wrong.
Yeah.
I think this is where Helen, like after Lakin brings the pie over, I think Helen's just like, what about him? Like, what does it matter? Why don't we just throw them in? It doesn't have to be the perfect thing, right? It just has to be a thing. I don't know what it's about.
I do like the camera sort of panning out to realize Helen was
Yeah,
here
right,
for the-
exactly.
And Lakin's still standing at the table with us.
and then pan out again and
Like we don't need, like, this isn't, it doesn't have to be precious, right? Like anyone in this town will do. People come and go all the time.
could we ask Lakin if there's anybody that they just hate in this town?
Yeah. Yeah, Lakin still has a bit of a 1,000 yard stare from being lost in the fog for so long. And I mean, I really shouldn't speak ill of anyone, customers always right and everything, but I mean, that's Mr. Hunter just kind of like installed himself, feels like. I don't think anyone here really wants a mayor, and I don't remember ever having elections, but I don't know if he's like one of you guys or whatever, but he was just there. I mean, I don't think anyone I mean, we'd say in that he wouldn't be, we'd notice his absence.
Okay. That could be useful. So I could probably create a detail about this person, right?
Oh yeah.
What do I can't
He's
remind
probably
me?
not too hard to find in town either.
I was also trying. Was Lakin's? I remember Lakin's boss being kind of a dick. Wasn't he kind of a dick to Lakin and us?
Hester
Like
was the only person working because Lakin got lost.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about Dick, but they were definitely overwhelmed. They're taking care of everything in the restaurant by themselves.
Well, I say we killed the mayor.
That's strong words.
I don't know.
Also
I
killed.
want to go back to this idea.
Killed, yes. Dead.
Okay. Why don't we? Okay, I have a plan. Helen, are you writing this down?
Yeah.
He always writes. He writes everything down, but don't count on him to have it later.
On a criminal.
It's okay. He doesn't keep his notes.
Theological conspiracy. Okay. I think we should put on something like a show.
I agree 100%.
Finally, people are coming around to Sir's way of thinking. We're thinking the same, like we're siblings.
I don't even need to hear the rest of your idea.
Well, we put on a show. We invite people to enter and be sanctified if they wish. And if not, we organize everyone in town to
Go.
push the mayor in. That way, it's the town's decision who goes in, right? Our hands are clean.
I mean, it feels like it's the companion's job to do that, but I mean, if
Yeah.
you want, folks, I'm like, according to my research, there used to be more devotees in the area. I don't have any records of any left, but if you want to drum up, so this is the question: do you want to strengthen this god by giving it more followers? Because that's what you'd be doing. And this is not a value judgment either way. If your intention is to boost this god's power by giving it more devotees, more worshipers, more sacrifices, we could do that.
So if we push somebody into the temple, stronger bowered companion.
Exactly. And of course that comes with its own considerations. I mean, you have to run things by the government to get it validated and everything, and then there's paperwork, and
we have surprisingly little paperwork.
Sponsors. you with a tie. What was your name again?
Zeph.
You must know someone that can hook up some sponsors for the friend, right?
Right. Yeah, but going back to your this will strengthen the god. We don't want to strengthen the god.
Well, by giving it sacrifices, that's what you're doing.
But we want to, how do I want to say this? Channel or focus the god. Like, sorry, you all have heard this before, but for Helen, gods are like children, right? Or gods are like big bodies of water. They'll fill up any vessel you give them, right? Whether that vessel is one person or an entire town, and depending on that god, it will overflow that vessel often and make mud everywhere, turning a whole big space into its hallowed shrine. What we want here is a god who is neither stronger nor weaker than it is now, but is focused and channeled. Just like a canal can be a useful thing, full of water. We're trying to turn a river into a canal. And I don't want that canal to then overflow its banks and become a lake.
Right, yeah. So you want to kind of lure it in with a couple of sacrifices and then cut it off at the knees, is what you're saying.
Yes. Or just teach it to do the one thing. To remind it of what it used to be.
Right. And you're kind of reorienting it in that it's a very literal god right now, looking to guide lost souls back to where they are because they're physically lost, and now you want to guide them somewhere home or in a good direction because they are spiritually lost, from understanding.
Yes, you got it.
Well, all right.
We're turning it from guide me through the forest to a morally judging god. That doesn't seem like a problem, right?
But yeah,
any way this plan
guiding, right? Yeah.
Is there any way this plan could undermine our superiors?
I mean, by implementing the plan, you are directly doing your job.
Son of a bitch. It's the hardest question. Why do I pick it?
I mean, I guess Yeah. Okay. One of us becomes hollowed.
Oh no, I don't like that.
I don't think our spheres really care about that. Um, I don't know. Yeah. Well, you know what? What if we made it really powerful then?
Sure. Again, paperwork, sponsors.
Yeah.
What if we did that without doing any of the paperwork? Would that
Yeah.
undermine our superior's mission?
Someone will have to.
Hmm.
Or they send someone in to, take care of it.
Well, we are the ones being sent in to take care of it.
Well, you're one of the ones, sure, but no offense to you guys, you don't seem like you're really equipped to handle the big guys. So
Question, is this particular god a sanctioned god or an unsanctioned god?
this is an unlicensed god.
An unlicensed god.
Yeah, is a local folk deity.
I mean, I'm here for the put on a show idea at this point.
Yeah. I like the idea of reminding the people what they used to have.
Hmm.
But I'm open.
Of course it's unlicensed, or we wouldn't be having a mission to do it. Duh.
I could just ink the mayor into compelled to go into the temple.
I like all you need to do would be to get the mayor or anyone to be in the middle of town and question his faith at that point. And then
But if we're questioning our faith in the middle of town,
I like. Well,
Sure, yeah.
we'll have megaphones.
That's why we get Helen to do it. So we just need to figure out some way to have Helen get a meeting with the mayor in the center of town so Helen can present her data she's gathered over the years about why gods are bullshit.
I mean, I wouldn't say bullshit.
Just complete trash. Laughable nonsense.
I mean, without gods, I'd be out of a job. So
Oh man.
But obviously, as someone who worships no god, you could probably make a compelling case as to why you worship no god.
technically, I don't worship no god. I do not worship any god. Very, very subtle but important distinction in the field. Believe you me.
But again,
turn someone inside out before. That's. Oof.
I mean, you sound like you could probably make a compelling case to someone as to why you do not worship any god.
I mean, for me, it's a matter of practicality, right? Everyone has their own reasons. I'm not getting XP for making a monologue, but everyone following God, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Some
subtly recording the.
Some people are looking for something in their lives. Some people have something in their lives that emerge into godliness.
Helen, have you ever done any acting?
I don't like being in front of people, really. This is the most I've spoken to another person in months.
You know what? That's fine. We could have Rin play Helen, maybe.
Well, Sir has a way of discovering acting talent.
It's true.
I'm
just saying, I see a spark in you. Yeah. I wanted to give you first dibs at the role.
Have you heard of Brother Skelton?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. Think you're the first.
I mean, technically, so you were saying that you are all, and forgive me if I'm putting words into your mouths, you're all a little bit unsure with your own respective deities. So
not now, but we've all had our moments in our lives.
I think maybe now.
So bringing the temple into being via your proximity might be a first step. And then if other people are curious, they might come by. It might be a little bit of risk to you, but what's science with a little bit of risk, acceptable losses and all that.
So does that mean we don't have to do anything but wait for people to walk into the temple?
I haven't. I don't have any data on the situation, but I am very keen to.
All right. How about a combination, like a belt and suspenders plan?
First, we buy a bunch of pies and put them near the temple.
Then we get a big box and a stick.
If there's a suitable performance venue near the center of town,
Not in the danger zone.
not yes, we could put on the show where, and out of character, I was thinking of including having Rin play Helen so that Rin is somewhat included, even though Nick is not playing this round, but
Random somewhere.
Rin could portray Helen in the play since Helen doesn't want to be Helen. Back in character, perhaps it's a show where Helen, the character, professes all the reasons why she does not worship any god, and it makes each of us in turn question our own faiths, thus lending credence to her case and her word I can't think of, validity, and also perhaps by being close enough to center town, perhaps making the temple appear. So the
I thought
combination,
the temple already was there. It's not there yet.
The temple is
well, we know it exists.
exists. I don't think it's physically manifested yet.
Because
It's not shown up
before
for anyone.
before
Okay.
my last show, it wasn't even a thing. Like it was just an idea
Yeah.
that we made up. Now it's an actual real thing. But that doesn't mean it's not just sitting there in the open. It like I said, appears to those who need
Having started a theater company, this is surprisingly relatable.
it. So Helen convinces us each to question our faiths. In turn, hopefully the message gets to the audience questions their faiths. So much faith questioning, temple appears. We, the three of us, watch each other's backs and make sure none of us go to the temple.
However tempted we might be.
Meanwhile, the audience, well, they're free to do as they please when the show ends.
New exciting building. Check out the interior. There are pies there.
It's not a wooden shack like most of the buildings here.
I think that works.
Helen, could you help me write the script so that so your part is worded just so, with your approval, is worded as you would say it, the things you would say to someone about this, being that I could never evoke your knowledge and your perspective adequately myself.
Why wouldn't I just say it?
Because you said you didn't want to be in the show.
No, I don't. But why wouldn't I just tell you what that is?
That's what I mean. Yes, you tell me and I write it into the script.
So what's the question again?
That was the question. Will you help me write the script?
Yes.
Excellent. And that will definitely lend some words that keep escaping my brain. Legitimacy.
Authenticity.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Authenticity. So maybe over pie, we work on the story and the script for the
Sure.
show.
I mean, honestly, the nature of my work, I am particularly suited to, because I seem to be historically, up to this point, with no promises for the future, resistant to the divine effects of many deities. And I only say many because everyone that I've come across so far, I haven't come across them all. So if they can't do me any good, why would I worship them?
What if I'm playing devil's advocate here? So
Let's
hopefully
go. Shopping.
I have more potent answers to write into the play. So what if someone has surely in your journeys, someone has come to you or tried to convince you of the good some god could do for you?
I mean, everyone does that every day. Billboards, radio jingles.
And you're just immune to those and do not agree that the benefits are there for you.
I get no benefits. I mean, I get the benefits of industrialized worship, the electricity and public transportation and everything, but all of that could honestly be achieved without that. But I'm not a policymaker. I'm just a researcher.
What if someone were to say to you, though, that, for example, they by worshiping the god, they find a deeper personal worth and enjoyment in life and a focus and a reason to be and a drive and a passion?
I get that without worshiping any gods.
Oh, that's good. I'm writing that down. That's- oh, that was potent.
So you're trying to convince people that they can achieve everything they can achieve in life without worshiping any deities. You're not trying to get them to worship a particular deity. You're just trying to pull them away from worship altogether.
I believe, because that's what we want. Am I correct? We want them to be lost spiritually and basically we want them questioning their own faith of, oh, have I wasted my time?
I think
You don't want to pull
we
all the
want
way
them.
over to my side. You just want to get them in the middle somewhere.
I believe so. Yes. Jeff, you?
I think we want them to know that there's a place or that there's a guide for them when they are in that space. I think
Career counselor. Like a career counselor.
Yeah. A friendly shoulder to lean
An
on.
old friend.
Yes.
Mm.
So I feel like I don't know that we necessarily need to make people or convince people that gods are an uncertain thing. I think we need to tell them that when they are uncertain, that they have a god to turn to already, like a native god of this place that they used to turn to. But I know, and I think we could add something there about like how this god has been displaced by modern corporate gods and, you know, big government telling people, you know, that sort of populist stuff that goes well in a play
Well,
or up on a
perhaps
lectern.
since our aim is to make them lost in their own faith,
Mhm.
perhaps the best way of doing that is by adequately presenting all sides, and that obviously each of us are very convinced that our own God is the way to go, and Helen is very convinced that no God is the way to go.
I mean,
If
everyone
all those perspectives are
every day, all day. I mean, no one God is going to rule anyone's life. Everyone uses, every little convenience that every little God gives them every day, whether it's sticking their finger in a phone booth or, dropping off a roadside shrine to make sure they don't get a flat tire, to paying their electric bill with whatever means necessary. That's gods are just how the world works right now. And if someone were to like stick to just one, they'd be, I mean, it would be a rough time.
perfect. Got it.
That's just the fact of daily life as it is
We've
right
got
now.
it. I know exactly how this show will go. Now we just need to go put it on. Find a venue. Near, but not too near.
Mm.
The center of town.
Looked like there was a library or something here in the center of town, I guess. I don't know. There's all the buildings are really shitty. I mean, it's boarded up wood shacks and gravel roads, and I don't know. Are you sure you want to do it here? I mean, there's nowhere else in the Whisper Plains really, but
Yeah. Can we call one of our trucker buddies and have them drop off like a load of liquor and turn the show into a party.
Do you have a
That's out of character. Yeah.
do you have a trucker buddy that you can contact?
There was that one that it was on the road that we stopped and we chatted with a bunch while he was peeing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I gave him a card or if I got a card from him.
You did get a no. There was a
Or there's the map.
the last page of the book that Hugh got had like a
Oh,
correspondence school ad in it.
Feels like it should be an outdoor venue to attract stragglers as well.
Sure, I mean, just go on outside.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not a big town, but it doesn't look like folks have much to do here.
Excellent.
And there's a city hall. Maybe it used to be a library. I don't know, general store.
Each of you, by the way, Ren will be Helen. We've established that. But each of you and Zev, your parts in the show would be, and mine as well. Well, no, wait, someone has to be. Yes, no, we will each, the four characters will be having a debate about their individual gods.
And I think
And-
Ren is physically not present as well. Like Ren has fucked up.
Oh,
some-
is fucked
Oh.
up. Well, then we don't have a Helen.
the show is doomed.
I
I can do double duty. I'll be Helen.
mean, I can't. Why not
Brother.
people here at the diner? Like, let's incorporate the town. Let's have the town put on a show for itself.
Let's have the town put on a show for ourselves.
You mean interact with the local community?
Not just interact, but like really go out of our way to connect. Is what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yes. It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
I'll have my hands busy. I don't want to play two
All of
roles.
these fine people.
So where'd you like to go? Like I said, City Hall, library, maybe general store, wander around.
Check out the library since that's our likely venue.
Yeah.
My headspace is much in Vader direction right now. Gotta
Um,
see if they have a lighting grid.
the library, like most other buildings here, are it's in bad repair. And it's just like a one-story wooden building, faded paint on the outside and whatnot. I think this is a paint scene question just for Hugh.
Oh no.
When you enter the library,
Oh no. Yeah.
what physical evidence do you see that the wax inscriptor may not be welcome here?
Oh, I think that's just official policy, honestly. Like there's like a sign with an ideogram of the Waxen Scrivener with a Ghostbuster symbol.
Ah,
And
Do
like
not
do
serve
not
this
tear the
god.
books written in like multiple languages beneath. It's just like it feels like a standard library thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's kind of
Cool. Yeah. So, Zeph, what does it smell like in there?
It smells like dust and mothballs. Like not a lot of people come here. Hasn't not a lot of updates.
Mhm.
All the bonds have failed. Yeah.
And I guess Sebastian, what about the library makes it look like it might just be barely a suitable venue for the show?
that the that it was once very grand in its day. So consequently, like when you walk in its day, you've walked in, there would have been like a big grand first floor, and then above, like the second floor, you can see like a balcony.
Mm.
But now that is there's not really anything up there, and the shelves are all crumbling. So that would be where we would perform. That'd be like the stage now. So it's perfect because it's elevated and because of the other way, it only takes up like half the building, and then the front half is a perfect place for an audience because that would have been the grand entrance where you'd walk in and go, "Ooh, look at this grand library," and now it's not so grand.
Yeah, think of the shittiest small town library you've ever seen. It's a little bit worse than that. But there is a librarian there. There's a desk in the entrance area, and she has got her feet up on the desk, reading a book. Has a sort of like half glasses on a little bejeweled chain. Big curly hair that like a severe undercut. And she just like looks at the four of you come in and like check out the place. And it's a somewhere in between like perking up in interest and being annoyed that someone actually is coming in. And yeah, she's are you lost?
On a question.
Are you looking for anything in particular that I can help you with?
Or can we help you?
Can you help me?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Are you from the electric company? Why Written Child hasn't it out here, so we shouldn't have any bills to pay.
Well, your lights are on, so
Local generators. We're not on the grid or anything.
that's even worse. But no, sorry. We can deal with that in a moment. Sebastian?
Well, we would like to use your venue to put on a play, which in turn will attract people to the venue, perhaps allow more people to be registered for library cards as well.
Oh, okay.
We'd perform up there on the second level. People could come in, stand around and down on the floor.
Yeah, we don't have any books up there right now.
No, we don't need
Yep.
books. It's a stage now. It's a stage.
Oh,
Hugh has absentmindedly picked up a magazine and is like catches himself about to tear a page out.
those are for everyone to enjoy. Not to be destroyed.
He just kind of shakes his head and puts it back. Keeps looking at it.
I mean, we don't have library cards per se. This is kind of a unofficial library. I mostly just brought my own books here a while ago, and you know, it just worked out. I'm not, we're not government supported or anything. But yeah, this abandoned building's as good as any other. I mean, just be careful, I guess.
Is this a person? I'm sorry, did you say it was a woman? In fact, have you ever thought about doing any acting?
No, I spend most of my time reading.
Sounds like that's then you've probably taken a lot of information, you've seen a lot of different perspectives. You have so much to give back to the world. You probably could embody just about any perspective or character because you've lived it in your mind already.
But yeah, in my mind, of course, yeah. But yeah.
Hold on.
So,
I
are
think
you looking to find a play to put on?
no, I've got one. I've written one.
Oh, you're a playwright. Did you want to
I
leave a copy here? Or
I haven't. It's not actually published. This would be the debut performance,
oh, all right.
premiere, as it were.
So there's people coming.
There will be.
Oh, who?
Hopefully, everyone in town who wants to get out of their humdrum lives, see a little show.
Oh. You're a itinerant um, theater troupe.
No. We just happened to be in town.
Uh-huh.
And while we were here, we thought we would lend our talents to the town
We're
as a way of saying thank you.
basically an itinerant theater troupe.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
we've put on a play pretty much everywhere we've gone.
This is a good point. Good
is
point.
what we do, I suppose. Well, there's no official sign-ups or anything. I'd like to get at least one. What do you feel might go wrong here if she's resistant to lending the library, putting her books at risk?
Hmm.
And I guess this is probably for Sebastian, since you're kind of pitching it. I think I'm
Um,
presence. So I think it would be mostly good.
well, I think my artistic sensibilities, my sense with the Watcher tells me this is really the only good place. So if we can't get the, I don't, it's probably the only place of what we're looking for. Like you're saying, the location just close enough without being too close. And it's like it has to be this. It has to be this. And if she doesn't let us, then our whole plan is screwed.
Mm.
Because I can't put this show up anywhere else.
Except for the town square.
No, that won't work.
Cool. Let's
Too close.
roll the presence then. 2 dice plus 3.
Not logged into the die roller yet. There we go. 3, 2d6. And 2d6 plus 3. Chicka, 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 chicka. Where's my roll? There. There.
Okay.
8.
5 plus 3 is an 8. So on an 8, that is you do what you want to do. And yeah, so how your actions would leave you vulnerable. So I think I think she's going to agree, but the from being in many different theaters of many different calibers, you can tell that this building is not super structurally safe. It would be like putting on a show in a abandoned warehouse that isn't permitted.
Never heard of anything.
No one has done that before. Yeah, there might be some physical danger involved in a show here. But yeah, she's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I don't know if I can be any use with anything, but just, I mean, like I said, there's a reason there's no books upstairs. Books are heavy.
Indeed. I'm gonna do this because why not do this? Because it's fun. No, I'm going to do a spellbinding tale to her. I'll be like, excuse me, my dog barks at my spellbinding tale.
Are you looking for? Are you going to be looking for a clue here, or
No, I want her to help me by being in my show as
I
Helen.
want her to be in the show. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's do a spellbind and fail then.
Look, I have to be honest with you. When I wrote this show, I didn't have high hopes, as I did not know if there was anyone who could really embody the lead role of Helen. It's a complex role. It requires someone to be utterly convincing, utterly genuine, utterly authentic in the role. And there are few actors who have that kind of ability within them. And the thing is, as soon as I walked in here and spoke to you, I, blessed by the Watcher's touch, I sensed it in you. Your wealth of knowledge from all your reading, as I mentioned, it makes, you don't even know it, but you have the soul of an actor. An actor, I can sense, I can just picture you in any role convincingly, and it's amazing your versatility. I can picture you as a heroine, a swashbuckling hero. I can picture you as a dramatic, lovelorn widow. I can't think of a role that I cannot picture you in without you convincing me of its utter realism. And this show needs you as our Helen. This is what my gut tells me. And let me tell you, again, I know you haven't heard of him. I discovered Brother Skeleton, who's doing huge things now. I have a sense. I can feel that once you set your foot on that stage and said the lines coming out of your mouth, you will feel a sense of fulfillment you have never felt before in your life. You will feel a sense of purpose. You will feel as if you have stumbled upon the key to unlock the secrets to the deepest, darkest questions of your soul that you've been searching for your entire life. And all you have to do is step on that stage with me and say my words.
All right, let's see that roll.
And that's the same thing, 2d6 plus presence, right?
Yeah.
Um...
Sebastian has a lot of recent rolls.
Welcome to the Sebastian Show.
Doing great. We believe in you.
Why you? How about a 15 month? Oh, a natural 12 plus my 3.
All right.
Oh no.
So on a hit, they fall for your charm. It will aid you in the task. She will definitely perform. The 10 plus, they won't ask for anything in return. Great. The 12 plus, the keeper will tell you an aspect of your story that is now true.
Have we discovered another fabulous actor who is going off to a great career?
The next, we're going to see in the future, the biggest new duo in entertainment is Brother Skeleton and Helen are in this woman, and I'm still nobody.
Is there someone you've worked with before as an actor that we know about?
Mob Squamous?
Ooh.
You're welcome. Oh no. What about
that? You're right. I've been saving this for a special occasion. Follow me, just you. You three make yourself comfortable. Please don't tear any pages out. I have something.
Your ooches towards the magazine rack.
You notice as she stands up, she is very striking as well, and she has a presence about her that you didn't notice when she like slumped reading. And she takes you back, like in to the stacks, there's like piles of books that have been returned that haven't been cataloged yet, and she takes she has her glasses on a little chain, and she takes another chain out that has a little tiny brass key on it, And she goes, to the bottom drawer of one of the desks in the stacks, and pulls out a little box, opens it up with a little key. And inside the box is a little, like, looks like kind of like hand, what do you call it when you make pottery?
And thrown.
Hand thrown, handmade little earthenware pot that like wasn't fired probably, but still like really rough looking. But it has a piece of paper over the cover, that's sealed with wax. And she says, "I don't know how you knew this. I don't know if someone told you or you came here. Take it back. I Not everyone gets to get out of Alm, but I go on trips to find new books, and various antique stores and flea markets. And one day on the river, I came across this floating market.
Hmm.
There was a man with a accent I couldn't place, on this barge filled with all sorts of things. And he looked me in the eye and said that he had something waiting for me. I didn't know his name, or I didn't know I didn't recognize his name. But he looked like the kind who dealt in these kind of old antique. I think I was hoping it was a rare book, because it seemed like he had several books that were very interesting on his barge at the floating market. But instead, he handed me this and just said that I would need it someday. It is the soul of an actor. And she breaks the paper seal with her finger. And there's no visual of it, but you see her kind of inhale, and immediately like stand up straighter, broader, more of a presence, as the jar kind of crumbles away into river mud. And when she speaks, again, you recognize the voice of Mog Squamous.
Oh no.
That sounds like a great time to take a little break.
It does.
Let's take 5.
All right.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. What are Zeph and Hugh and Helen doing downstairs or outside in front? Well, in the inside of the front of the inside of the. You're in the library.
What are we doing in the library?
What are y'all doing while Sebastian's looking at his friend's soul in a jar?
It's a soul in a box.
Um, hmm. I feel like Hugh has probably gotten baited into an argument about gods with the librarian.
Well, the librarian is showing.
Oh, no, okay. So I think Hugh is probably lecturing Zeph about why libraries are so bad.
I'd love to hear some of that.
Um, I think he's mainly focusing on, yeah, books are really hallucinations, you see, and it's just trying to separate ourselves from reality. The wax scrivener doesn't so much care about destroying books. I mean, that is the thing, right? That is destroying writing, but it's really, really deep down. It's about finding the closest, rawest experience of the world. And also books are creepy, he says without explanation.
How does that respond to this lecture? Oh, you're muted.
I think yes, Zeph is just nodding and like thinking about other things. Like, oh, okay.
And I think,
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe like leafing through a book and like at some point, like not aggressively, but like teasingly, uh, like holds it up to Hugh. You know, just like this scary.
and I think at this point Hugh just kind of looks down, genuinely chastened, and says weakly, it's a little like being mad about horse and buggies.
I think Helen's got her
Wow.
note reference book as well, trying like clucking her tongue, like the sad state of things here.
Oh yeah.
Mm, mm.
And I think Hugh
Right.
looks up and says to Zip, you don't think I'm dumb, do you?
I mean, I would be authentically angry about horses and buggies if I were a horse. So, I mean, I get it.
Hugh kind of shrugs and goes back to picking up a magazine and kind of thumbing his finger along the pages.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's that point when the front doors burst open, and a not short, like 5'6" man, kind of like black hair, slick back, graying at the temples. He's got a bolo tie.
Hmm.
And probably Zeph is the closest to the door. And he just kind of bursts in and says, where are my actors? You must be Sebastian. You got the tie on." He jams his hand in front of you to shake your hand.
And you
Hugh
are
giggles at this.
Ellison Hunter, the mayor of this town, and a keen supporter of the arts. Let me tell you, this town is due for a little bit of juice like you are bringing, Mr. Bastion. If I can call him Mr. Bastion, is it Sir Bastion? I'm not sure.
I know it's Sir Bastion. I'm
okay.
an
All right.
incurable blowhard.
Great. Great.
Great.
Who
Welcome, told you about
welcome
us?
to Oh, the nice folks down at the diner. Hester's always just blah 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 blah. When you're trying to get a cup of coffee, you know how it is. Anyway, welcome to our beautiful town of I bet you are just itching for a door. I can show you all around here. We've got we got hiking trails out here, beautiful. We got landscapes everywhere. When you can, when the fog clears every now and then, we had to close down for the season. Just so a seasonal thing that comes in. You know how it is. But we have so much to offer visitors just like you, and it sounds like you have something to offer us as well. So lay it on me. What do you need me for? Who do I play?
Yeah, what?
Oh, I think you played the Seeker.
Seeker. Oh, very,
yeah.
very interesting.
I think you'll be the probably one of the main characters, the seeker after wisdom, who's not sure about finding it. Uh, Speaking of seeking, what god do you follow?
Oh, whatever is expedient at the time here. I've dabbled here and there, but you got to go with what the voters say. I don't like to toot my horn, but back in Glottage, there was a few propaganda gods that you may not have heard of because they probably erased themselves from your mind. But let me tell you, I was of no small part in aiding with the planning of the ideation of some of those concepts that eventually made it into practice.
Right. You had a concept of a plan.
Exactly. Concept
Yes.
of a plan.
Yeah.
When is the show? What do rehearsals start soon? I've got a trunk of costumes back home from my younger days. A bit of a show myself. Not so much of the classical style, but more of an extemporaneous, modern style, if you know what I mean. What was your specialty here? And most importantly, are you bringing folks from outside of town to see this show? Because I am keenly interested in expanding the tourism aspect of this. So if you need help with promotions or flyers, getting the word out in any way, you let me know how I can help, and I will go beating on doors in every town in the Whisper Plains to help you get the audience that you deserve.
Don't turn down good marketing.
Mayor Hunter, I have to say, you got one thing wrong with that. My name is Zeph Ward. Sir Bastion
is not me.
Sir Bastion, who is the chief dramatist of this production, is just coming down the stairs right now, Eric. And you'll want to talk to him, but we will probably take you up on that offer about knocking on doors and getting people out. We want this to be a big
stage tech kind of person, lights and whatnot. I can see it now. Yes, electricity. That's right. I gotta warn you, we're not really wired for a lot of heavy load here, so we kind of have to make do with what we have until we can get the wire bit child out here. But until then, there's beautiful natural light coming from depending where the sun is.
Right. Maybe
We're
we'll do.
Also looking for some structural support on that second floor. Just
well,
something to bolster it a little bit for the big crowds that we're gonna have.
Very interesting point you bring up there. I've been pressuring the regional government for more funds for infrastructure here, especially public amenities like this beautiful public library here. Libraries, schools, bus stations. We don't even have a gas station here in town, and I assure you, getting the Slide King on that 100% on the list of things. There are, I don't know if you drove here. If you drove here, you will have noticed the beautiful pine forests that surround us here in the Whisper Plains. Unfortunately, the logging industry is not exactly what it has been in the past. And that is one of my promises to the citizens of Ulm, to bring logging, lumber, and construction, the LLC, right here into Ulm. Once that happens, there'll be no problem taking care of any kind of structural or architectural, any sort of civic support that you need here in the library or anywhere else.
I'm gonna go walk over there for a moment.
Great. So you must be the
get
flavor,
Sebastian,
sir, with the ink stained hands. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, what was that again?
You must be the playwright then, sir, with the ink stained hands.
Oh, no. I'm just tech.
Oh,
He says,
support on
not
this.
able to think of any other play-related word.
Oh, well,
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, Sebastian is playwright and actor. The whole Renaissance man is what he.
I fancy myself a bit of a Renaissance man. I'm sure we will get along famously.
um, let's see, what was I gonna say? But yeah, it's he's premiering a work about the challenges of faith.
Oh, the challenge, the bit, a trenchant issue for our very day. What's the name of this play?
The challenges of faith.
Oh, quick, straightforward, not to the point. Easy for the audience to grasp. The simple audience will turn into the actual audience in short order. I promise you that.
Um, let's see. So marketing, door to door flyers.
Exactly. I will personally drive to every village, hamlet, and abandoned shack in the Whisper Plains over the next couple of weeks or months, however long it takes to drum up an audience for this little production.
But isn't that dangerous with the fogs out there?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, maybe not personally, but I absolutely will facilitate that process 100%. In fact, if I could enlist, looks like you, since the play is already written, it sounds like, and technical requirements are basically taken care of by the gods themselves.
Oh no,
I
technical
could
requirements
use
are
some of.
not just limited to
Oh,
ensuring that the sun shines, as they say.
oh,
There's all sorts of aspects to it, technically.
oh, maybe your bookish friend over here in the reference section, and Helen just like looks up, shakes her head at him.
Oh no.
Sir Bastian, how how do you feel about your friend's soul being imbued into a random librarian?
Think curious. What, Mog? What what happened, Mog? I just saw you all that long. What? Huh? What is
Oh,
happening?
I'm Sarika, not Mog. Sorry, but is
Oh.
Mog? Do you recognize the voice?
I mean, strange. I don't even know what I recognize. I felt my old friend Mog,
Oh,
Squamous.
interesting. Well, Mr. Toyota assured me that it was an actor's soul, and I definitely feel the difference.
I mean, I did do some shows with Mog. What? So you don't remember, say, anything from the soul did you just inhale it? What happened there?
I feel like I was just imbued with whatever is their essence. I'm not exactly sure how it works myself, but
Did you purchase this? What? How did?
no, he just handed it to me and said that he knew that it was something that I would need.
Who is this? Who did this soul come from?
Well, it sounds like your friend
No, I
Mog
mean, where did you procure it from? Who handed it to you?
from the man on the barge at the floating market. Mr. Salesa, I think it was.
Mr. Salesa. I'll have to pay a visit to Mr. Salesa and find out more about this mystery.
After the production,
Of course, production is first and foremost.
always. Do you have my line ready for me?
I'm sorry, do I have your lines? I do. I've been writing. I've been consulting with someone, an expert. Here's what I've written down so far. Also, we do encourage improvisation in this theater.
You always did. I'm sorry. You always did, right? That seems to be a thing that you are. Anyway,
This is true.
I will take some notes on this page. And when do rehearsals start?
Well, as I mentioned, that one of the reasons improvisation is so encouraged is we like to keep things on a short timetable. We want to put this show up post haste.
Hmm.
Immediately, as soon as possible. Maybe even tonight, tomorrow night at the latest.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, I will get right to this. As you've noticed, we do not have very many patrons here at the library. So follow me back to the front desk, and unless one of your other companions needs help, I can just start lining my script immediately.
No, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful idea. I love your zeal. I knew you were the right person for this role. Mark.
I'm sorry?
No, nothing. I'm two of the finest actors ever in one body or something. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, but I like it. But I don't like it. But I also like it.
Great. You two probably come out with Ellison's probably got like his arm around Zeph's shoulders and kind of extolling the virtues of to him and making all sorts of promises. You have not seen this man before, but it's pretty clear that he's the one who people said was the mayor. What are y'all up to next? Mr. Hunter is eager to please. You have an actress.
Shall we tell Mr. Hunter to knock on doors all night if he has to?
I mean, I can start an of course. But if you really, really want to get the word out, making the rounds, as it were, that's the way to do it. Get flyers to truckers. There's no local radio station out here. We do weird. There's something weird coming out of the south, but it's not a regular radio station. I don't know if that'd be any help. Yeah. Well, you've put on shows before, right? Of course. I mean, I also have, of course, but I want to defer to the experts here. What are your usual ways to promote your shows here? If you were to travel to a small town, burgeoning small town that is destined for great things, how would you promote a show?
I'm sorry, asking in particular or just the group?
Just the group. Yeah, he's just kind of addressing.
I mean, the key thing is to go out of our way to connect with the local community.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, and I have done that unto the point of sickness.
Oh no.
I like that radio idea. I'm sure we could.
There's no
Get
radio
that.
station here. I mean,
But you said nearby.
we get
There's
weird
something.
signals now and then, but I really couldn't tell you what it was. It's just static and electronic sounds and maybe screaming. It's hard to tell. It's static. Lots of things happen out here. It's we don't get
a scream about an upcoming show.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah, so knocking on doors, I suppose. Well, I'll get right to it.
Oh no.
Name of your troop is what exactly?
Mixed nuts.
The servants of the temple.
Mixed nuts, colon, the servants of.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, I have some concepts for a flyer. Great. Temple. Fantastic. Any particular temple? Well, I guess that's a fusion name. You want to keep it kind of broad for mass appeal. I understand. I'll get right on this, and I'll make the rounds in town. I know folks. Yeah, when is the show? When should I tell folks to show up?
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. Wow, you do not waste any time. I like that. You must be Sebastian. Sorry, I didn't introduce Ellison Hunter. Big fan. I've heard so much about your work from your compatriots here, except for the quiet one in the reference section there. you, son, are destined for great things. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. You got a certain spark around you, a glow, an aura. You and your friends here are going to go far, but just between you and me, I think they might be holding it back a little bit, if you know what I mean. Anyway, like your cloak, coat, whatever it is. I will be telling people to show up here bright and early before the sun goes down tomorrow night, because you want them to be able to see you. So 5, 6 p.m. tomorrow night, done deal. Ellison Hunter out.
Smoke bomb.
He bursts out through the doors. You hear him yelling, like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's nuts. And
It's gonna
Sarika
be
kind of
great.
shakes her head, like, that's our mayor. You've met the mayor. You don't remember voting for him. You don't remember
Suspicious.
voting.
Suspicious.
Yeah, but he's here.
The
So,
right sacrifices to the right election gods.
I mean, that's how they're all run, right? That's what I hear. Well, I've got some lines to learn. Let me know if I can help you guys out with arranging the space or anything. Cool. What is your next move? It's probably getting to be evening-ish by this point, right?
I guess we need to find lodging for the night.
Yeah.
Oh
no. Not really a hotel in town.
There was a cabin just outside of town we could stay at.
Kevin,
No one's using it.
there are a few actually. Yeah, what would you like to do?
Oh, we should have talked to Austin about that, or Allison, sorry, the mayor.
Oh yeah, that was his old place.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe we could crash at the library itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't come up to tomorrow night to
Ow.
the play.
Sorry. Just jerked my ear pod out of my ear and
No.
broke it, in fact.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Oh, not my Bose Sports. I don't make them anymore. Sorry. It hurt. Hit the cord with my arm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's fucked.
Ooh.
Actually, I think I can glue it back together. I'm back. It's like,
Welcome back.
what the hell happened?
What have you done to the library in the last 24 hours to make it presentable as
Hmm. Because we don't really have a lot of resources to work with. I guess we've cleared out a large space on the second floor.
Yeah, maybe we've used the books to like line the walkway from the front to the stairs. You know, like this way, this way.
and the audience is going to be downstairs, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was the plan. We're upstairs on the balcony as the stage, and the audience is downstairs in the
Oh.
open foyer area.
We've got a few branches on the second floor as like set decoration.
Do,
And maybe a few like objects that we found in our travels.
the people from the diner have maybe we've given them a counter to serve pie and coffee.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
The
nobody
long
minds
sickle
pie.
is on it with the owl head is on stage as a prop.
um have in the preceding 24 hours, have any of you gone out and done some door knocking yourself?
Oh,
Not
geez.
me personally. I'm busy preparing the show.
Of course.
Yeah,
I think Hugh has done a terrible job of it, but has grudgingly knocked on a few doors.
Do you when you go to a house that has like, well, these houses probably don't have numbers, but if it did have a number, would you like remove part of the number or turn it upside down to like remove information from the world?
Oh
As
no.
per usual.
Just kind of
Like,
scratch
do you-
through their name on the mailbox.
Do you like, yeah, like steal street signs? Like, what's the
I think he just does that absently
Hmm.
as
Nice.
he's going around.
Like one of you
yeah.
can roll with presence, I guess, to see how that went.
Oh no.
Which one of you would like
I
to
got
take?
I got a 1 in presence. I guess
In
that's
presence,
better
I have
than
a
0.
0.
Okay.
Okay.
Steph, what do you fear might happen as you go door to door in a small shitty town, trying to get people to come to the library to see a show?
Um. Uh. Well, I think there's like the normal fear of like someone chasing us off, or the converse of someone like inviting us in, like some older person who wants company. Um, I do fear also some more like regional gods and getting entangled in that. I don't know if that's too broad, but
Let's go ahead and make a roll with presence then. That's 2 dice plus 1, unless you want to fiddle with it.
Use your inspiration, maybe.
Equation.
oh, well,
But it doesn't sound like the consequences are too dire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just take a condition.
Okay. I got an 11.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Everything goes off as planned, then. And as the time starts coming around, a good number of people are showing up. Maybe not everyone in town, but at least a couple dozen folks, which is almost everyone in town. Great. They all get their coffee and pie and are kind of mulling around downstairs. Sebastian, tell me how this play goes off.
So the mayor, we did convince the mayor to be the seeker, correct?
Yeah.
So he'll be in the show.
You would have to convince him not.
Not get off my stage. So I feel like, yes, it's like there's a sort of 4 scenes as he deals with each one of us, extolling including Helen, that is, the woman as Helen, extolling the virtues of our viewpoint. And so, I'm like, what Watcher? The Watcher, what is life without art? All vocations, all people turn to art for comfort and always have throughout all of history. No matter, even the ones who follow other gods still turn to art as their comfort to soothe their souls. It's universal. How could you not consider the Watcher really the top god of existence, for art overrules all else, and the Watcher awaits you in the wings. And then so then I suppose Zeph is next, as the man walks to him and is like, well, why would I want to follow Saint Electric? That's up to you. You have to participate in the scene.
Yeah.
We get a bonus.
Yeah.
So question.
Yes.
Are you doing this as an all the world's the stage thing, or are you just putting on a play?
How do you mean? Explain.
Are you inviting the Watcher to come judge you, or are you just?
Oh yeah, no, yes, definitely doing. Oh, you mean my move? All the world's a stage.
Yeah.
Yes. That was my plan.
Okay, cool. Because you could also just put on a play. Probably, probably to the same
Devout.
effect, with fewer consequences.
Actually, hold on. Let me just see where
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know that we
Where
want
I'm
to put on a
at.
player about our actual fears and doubts.
That's a good point. Yeah, because usually I use that move when we want like to make something true or whatever, which is
Yeah.
not really the case here. So that's a good point, and I don't think it really applies.
You would get an advantage of 1 by us
Yeah.
participating, but
Yeah, exactly. The
Appointment or what?
potential.
the good outcome is I
Ooh,
am packed solid with inspiration and need
I was
to.
about to say I am also inspired, and I need to use that at some point.
Yeah.
So let me just review here. So if we were to, so that's it. Well, yeah, I don't know that because so if I did that move,
Mhm. I think if you did the move, you would basically speak their actions into reality. You would create your so a detail from the play would come true. And it sounds
yeah, I mean,
like you're setting up Mayor to be the seeker who's going in. Is that right?
yeah,
Or
I
are you
don't.
just trying to convince the town people to question their faith to get a
Oh.
bunch of people all at once?
Yeah, I think you're right. As much as my plan was to do that move, but I think it makes more sense to probably not do the move and just use my inspired on any roll I might need to make relative to it to doing the play. Because if we did it and succeeded, that would give Hugh a third inspired. He'd be jam-packed with inspireds.
Just annoying as hell to everyone.
And Zeph would take a second inspired.
Have I told you about the magic of theater?
And then if you
So
took another condition, that'd be marking a verse.
exactly. So as much as it's fun. No, I think this time we're just using the actual power of theater.
Great. So let's hear Zeph's scene then.
Yeah. I think not wanting to play myself, Zeph will uh, Zeph will portray a mycologist out in the woods by himself, worshiping the what was that thing? What comes from beneath, or
The devourer below.
He who waits beneath. What was the name of him?
Not the devourer below.
The Devour Below? That was from Rides Beneath the Loam.
Ooh.
Yeah. But who gets who encounters a deer god, and then is torn between these two forms of life, and doesn't know what to do, and is just frozen between them when the lights go out on that scene.
Nice.
And Hugh has this look of mounting panic, like we were supposed to come up with characters. And so I think when he's oh, go ahead.
The seeker
I
comes.
was going to say start with the noise, and then be led by that.
Emotional noise.
Yeah. Yeah, the seeker comes and like asks Hugh about the wax and Scrivener, and Hugh is just like flatlining with stage fright. And kind of croaks out, it's good to have a god.
All right.
It's like nice and yeah.
Good. And I guess the seeker goes to Sarika is playing Ren, and she delivers a blinding monologue about the Cairn Maiden and about how worshiping other gods is a waste of time since we're all going to the same place at once and following the maiden. You're always have been going to that point and da 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 da.
You wipes a furtive tear.
Yeah, not a dry seat in the house. And so first, Sebastian, I would like you to roll a single d6 for me.
Oh, don't get he's
All
inspired
the
for
way
that.
anonymous.
1d6. All right, 1d6 is gonna be a 2.
Okay. Zeph, going character keeper order here. What are you afraid will happen as you hear the boards of the balcony creak beneath you?
Oh,
I'm afraid that they will sprout with devouring mushroom spores,
Ooh.
and the god that I have casually invoked will devour me and possibly the whole town.
Wow. It sounds like this is, instead of a veiled move, going to be a revelation move then.
Oh yeah.
So then I guess
Oh,
worse than that.
sorry. I thought I was gonna forget a line. That was the thing. Oh no, I haven't practiced.
I guess it's worse than that.
oh no.
I think the rise beneath the loam, as it spreads through the whisper plains, will supplant the Bowered companion. I mean, basically making it impossible to complete this task since that god will be. That's worse than that. So this is actually going to be a vitality roll. What do you think? 1. So 2. Unless you want to use something. Like you're inspired.
I think I will use my inspired.
Right.
That's
There we go.
Up to +1.
Okay. Okay, I got a 6.
That is an 8.
Oh
Oh,
no.
wait. No, I mean, sorry. Top 2 die. 5 plus 1, 6.
Yeah, 6, 2, plus
Yeah.
2, 5, 6.
Okay.
Top 5 plus 1 is a 6.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, cool. So that's a failure.
That.
And yeah, I think what you see as you're walking off stage and paying attention to, I think maybe what other people see as you're walking off stage and watching you, is that sort of fungus quickly growing up the column and across the stage, the wings where you are, and the boards become mushy. You fall through them, landing on your back, lots of pain, and you see the mold starting to spread across the rest of the stage as well. Would you like to do a verse to bump that up?
Yes.
Ooh, which?
Well, we have our assignment first still, but
And
I think I want to.
verse is the where is it? The verse of the abandoned altar. Each custodian must recall a time when they left something or someone behind and why it still haunts them.
But I also wonder if we should save that for the next roll. I will mark one of my verses. And this should be a verse of history, right? Not a verse of prophecy.
Good one.
I'm already burning prophecies.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, have we ever done a flashback scene showing how one of us became a custodian?
We have not, no.
Yeah. I'll mark that one.
Mhm.
And I'll save it for save the narration for later.
Cool. So I think what happens is instead you hear the boards cracking beneath your feet, and they are indeed softer than you remembered them being. And your foot goes through one of them, but you do not fall. I think you are going to take a condition, and that's going to be, I mean, twisted ankle sounds right. Wrenched foot, something like that. Because you got your foot caught in the stage and
Mhm.
leaned the wrong way.
So I'm there going like, I'm giving my monologue. I'm stuck. I'm caught. Like, no, I'm actually. Can someone help me, please?
And I think other people see the that happening, and you were told that this was unsafe, and now you have direct evidence that it is. How does the play end?
I think it ends with the seeker looking out at the audience and sort of giving a monologue about how, each step of the way, I thought I was convinced that that was the correct path. But then by the end of it all, I find myself more lost than ever. If only, if only there was some place for that where I could contemplate this new information. There should be a place for people like me, lost, who don't have a temple to go to, a temple of the lost souls. Perhaps I'll start such a place. And
Did you write these lines for him?
yeah, I think I did, yes.
Cool. Let me then have a roll with insight. Insight or poker. Oh, they're both the same for you. So,
Oh, okay.
I think since this was a writing activity, insight.
Okay, 1 second. I think insight. Is there 2? And
Um,
I will use my inspired.
Okay, I was
Go ahead.
your writing is very good. I think his bombastic performance probably deflated a little bit of the meaning of it. So I'm going to give you disadvantage on that. So with your inspiration, it evens out to
To a normal.
yeah, because he is a big ol' ham, and delivering those lines doesn't really catch the soul of what you were looking for.
So 2d6 plus 2.
2d6
Can you
plus
use an object to?
2d6 plus 1.
I don't think I have any, dude.
We already have the canceled out.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's right.
can't.
Because I already inspired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's like 1, right?
I think so.
Cool. So 2d6 plus 1.
Oh wait, 2d6. What? Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong character. God damn it! Okay.
I couldn't have Zephyr in this.
Yeah. Where am I? Scrolling tabs. 2d6 plus 1. Now that's not nearly as exciting.
That is an 8.
That'll do, donkey.
That will do. So that I didn't do the whole veil move thing because this was just kind of like seeing how the whole thing worked out. But the play landed. It hit. There will be a cost or a complication though.
The newfound level of fame will corrupt our friendship. We'll eventually hit rock bottom.
So
it used to be about doing plays to manipulate people into doing things. Not about being popular and money.
So Sebastian, what is your like ideal outcome for this play?
That
we do indeed get at least one, if not a few people suddenly questioning their faith and then wondering about this cool new building that seems to be for lost souls and being like, yeah, I should check that out. That feels like exactly what I need right now.
Yeah. I think then what happens is as the mayor like goes, the temple of lost souls points and runs down the stairs and out the front door yelling, "Follow me to the temple of lost souls." Every single person in the audience follows him. Entire town to the town square. Do you follow them?
To the town square?
At a distance.
And it's probably like sunset now, so it's like mist shrouded and cool indirect
I
light.
mean, my
Golden
gut
hour.
instinct is to grab Zeph and Hugh and be like, do not follow them.
I think Hugh is absently starting to walk after them.
Oh, it's like he has some really good points.
I think we should just stay here. Whatever the results of our show, it's like reviews. Reviews come in the next day. You'll hear them. You'll hear the reviews of the show.
We'll hear the screaming of the reviews.
Now that the library is finally empty, Hugh absently grabs the magazine and starts.
And I think even what's her name? Sarika followed along with everyone. And
What about
and I think
Helen?
is also
Helen?
following like at a distance taking notes as well.
Oh no.
okay.
Research.
Well, Helen should be immune.
So are you going out to like from a distance see what it looks like, or are you just like washing your hands of it completely?
Getting in the car.
On to the next town.
Right, yeah. This one's, well, I think we just assumed this one's wrapped up. On to the next assignment. But like, I think that took care of it. I think we're probably done here.
There's only one way this can turn out.
I think Sebastian anyway is confident. He's like, of course my play's gonna do what we want it to do. Come on.
Unforeseen
It's me we're
consequences.
talking about here.
What about the rest of you here?
So I do think he does like the propose is like what sort of turns to Hugh and Zeph like, well, so what's our next destination?
I think Hugh is still just kind of really enjoying tearing apart this magazine one bit at a time.
So that was this one. If it wraps up, was the
Powered companion.
Powered companion, and we still haven't. So we still have Sleepless Warden. I feel like that would. I feel like that'd probably be our next destination, right? I was like, that's almost wrapped up. We need to go wrap that one up too.
Yeah. It's
What was the name of that town? Welkins Visual.
Vigil.
Mhm.
I'm sure nothing bad has happened while you've been gone.
They're doing great. I think Hugh probably says as he's tearing things like, we need to check on something to see that things have turned out the way we wanted.
You gotta write down that information before you tear it up, right?
I think just Hugh looks back blankly and nods.
All right. Well, to give you a peace of mind, how about we go to the diner for some pie? Seems all information makes its way to the diner eventually.
I mean, you will pass the center of town on the way to the diner.
Oh,
It's not a
never
big
mind
town.
it.
It's
Is
not
there
a,
another way? Like,
or you can kind of like skirt around the back if you want to. Yeah,
yeah.
Can we get to the roof of the library and just like
you certainly can.
Look.
Yes.
let's
I-
climb
I
up
kinda
like
climb up
this.
higher on this rotting building?
Yeah, it's like the front of the building is like one story, and I think there's like a second story built up. So I think it's just like it's basically like your stage door coming off of your balcony. Like,
Oh yeah.
or roof. Cool. I guess this is a paint a scene for everybody then. In the twilight, what does it look like when the temple appears?
Hmm.
Does that also include what the temple looks like?
Yeah.
I think that like it doesn't come into existence all at once.
Mhm.
It's, you know, like somebody reaches their hand out and like there's a door handle and they move their hand and like then the door appears and like they walk through and then like we see a doorway. So like it slowly starts to like unveil itself. Yeah, maybe it looks kind of like that, like a big sheet over a sculpture is like being slowly lifted.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I think I wonder if the temple is permanently surrounded by a bit of the fog that we were seeing before.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe like a rain cloud, like a storm cloud, like appears over it
Oh,
during,
yeah.
and like there's like lightning, and then you know that lightning leaves, but like the cloud starts to descend and just becomes the permanent fog
Mm.
in the courtyard.
It looks like just it, I think if as I, Zeph, and Hugh are kind of probably talking about what we see, I think we each see something slightly different because
Oh.
it looks
Mm.
whatever you think is welcoming. Like,
Oh.
and just that right level of like, not too fancy, where it's like, ooh, a big fancy temple, but also like not like a rundown piece of shit shack. Like whatever you go, like, oh, that looks like a place I want to go visit. That's real down
I think Hugh
homey.
probably says those exact words.
So it's like whatever each
We could go there
individual
for a little bit, right?
thinks, yeah, looks warm and homey and attractive.
Oh, God.
Like I see, I think, something kind of older, but in good repair for an older building, like an old theater would be that's been well maintained.
Mhm.
I'm probably saying an old clutch, like wood frame church.
Yeah, I think I see like a well lit yeah, maybe, maybe yeah, maybe my temple just like has lightning continuously playing around it. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that sounds fun.
Are you all tempted to go?
I think we definitely are.
Yeah, I think Hugh is.
Hopefully, I don't know if this would be some kind of role, but I sort of feel like the plan, that's why we had the plan of like, hopefully we can take turns pulling each other, like,
Oh, no.
like it's not like all three of us at once going, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Uh,
Hopefully each one of us at some point can keep the presence of mind and be like, no, no, let's not go. Let's stay here.
Um, I
Throw
think
a bar in front of the stage door.
uh, each of you then will take the condition drawn to the Temple of Lost Souls,
Oh, no. I'm now maxed out on
which
condition.
can be immediately cleared by going to the Temple of Lost Souls. I think we can take a little break here. We'll take another 5.
Okay.
See you 5. So, what does it look like when someone is hollowed into a saint of the old friend?
Oh,
Pretty, and
your
there's
music.
rainbows,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone's happy, and I don't know. That's a lie. It's a blatant lie.
And I think, yeah, no, I got an angelic chorus singing out. Everyone acted completely correctly, and everything is fine. Actually, if I heard an angelic chorus singing out that, I would also be a little worried.
Yeah, I wonder if they turn into fog or no, that, I mean, I imagine that's a component of it. That's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, then they're bound to
uh,
the place, right?
what was the description of the old friend book?
The old friend is a tall figure made of twigs and shadow holding a lantern.
Yeah.
And the thing that the car was also like a big, like branches and vines kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so did they turn into branches and vines then?
Yeah, I think as you're observing, um, as they go in one by one, and everyone is clamoring to get in. Even though
Oh,
each person goes in,
and they don't come
there
out.
are screams, and like the like close up Foley sound of people crunching celery, and I think they exit out the top of the temple, kind of like climbing their way out, and they are these. They look. They are recognizable as the person that went in, um, but they have been transformed into these things with. Everyone looks a little bit different, but the general shape is like kind of like a wicker man-y looking thing made of twigs with like hanging lanterns for eyes, almost like almost like fireflies being released as they kind of spread out across the whisper plains to help guide travelers back to the temple.
To generate more hollowed out saints.
Yeah. And from the roof you can see Helen like basically on the like standing by the front steps, like frantically like writing down notes as people go in, and then like taking notes on the things coming out. She is just beside herself with glee. Yeah,
We've made people so happy.
made one person very happy for sure. What do you all do?
I think at some point Hugh throws something in front of the stage door to try and trap us on the roof, or at least make it take some time. Like maybe he takes a deep breath, goes downstairs, emerges with the scythe, and plants, like
Look, I still think
lodges that in the door.
the best and safest option for us is to leave this town now, go to Welkin's Vigil, immerse ourselves in our work.
And then
Or
Hugh
if
has
you
found a little bit of rope and is like tying the three of us together.
Here's with wax and lash yourself to the mast.
Yeah.
We're trying to be like we're all putting wax in our ears and tying ourselves to the mast. Like, wait, I thought you were gonna.
wait,
Or no, that's right.
no, I just had another idea because of my questions. Again, using them as inspiration for our actions. Like, you know what? We have been working overtime, very hard for very long. We have solved a lot of cases.
This is another success in our books. I personally think we deserve a little vacation. We should go somewhere that we've always wanted to go. The Bureau is always telling us where we... No, not the temple! But they, I think I pause and go like, I mean, temple looks pretty cool.
Oh,
That's
God.
no, not... So that's just why I'm trying to keep my focus. Somewhere we've wanted to go before today.
Mhm.
Where
I've
is
always
it?
wanted to go to the temple.
You have not always wanted to go to the temple.
Feels like it.
That's what it feels like it, though.
But it's this nice little wooden cozy building. So the floating market?
I mean, we've been to the floating market, although I do want to go there and have a word with Salesa. Yeah, let's go to the
Yeah.
floating market.
Wait, what was your idea? No, I don't think you said that. I think it's literally like, yep, floating market. There we go.
Floating market. That makes a lot of sense.
So we stop at
Did
the
we stop at
temple.
the temple on the way out?
No temples.
It's on the way.
Good job.
You know what? I think this one time I will drive.
Wait, they have God bites at the floating market. Yeah, let's go
Oh,
to the
son of a
floating
bitch.
market. Those are great.
You can leave
The
town,
Bureau's business can wait.
no problem. You have the condition, but you can still leave. Great, and that wraps up that assignment then. Let me set the
I make sure and speed enough on my way out of town that it's not feasible for them to open the doors and get out of the car.
stop and roll.
Oh, hey, the temple is back there.
Resolve the powered companion.
No, I think Hugh is resolved on going to the floating market because there's just one addiction that's eclipsing the other.
We will. Do we do reward at the end? I forget. If you have a session, yeah, rewards at the end. Great. Cool. Let's do a journey scene then. It sounds like you're driving through the night. Yeah, and this is still appropriate. As you're leaving the Whisper Plains, the fog has cleared, and in fact, the roads are lit like every half mile or so by these saints, clearly lighting the way to where you want to go, all the way to the periphery of the Whisper Plains.
Are these the saints with the lanterns for eyes that are lighting the way?
Yeah,
Hey.
and no, there weren't enough people in town to like cover the road all the way, so they must be like hopscotching.
Oh, I thought you meant that they must have already brought other people in.
Oh no, that will take time, but it'll probably happen.
Oops, all saints.
Saints.
Wait, was there no one in town who was insecure in their attachment?
That way
Hmm.
really did a number on them. Do you pick up Helen on the way out? I mean, she's by the temple, I guess. So probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're coming close to the temple.
Great then. So after you reach the edge of the Whisper Plains, yeah, let's do a journey scene. We're gonna do the third beat of the test subject.
Oh no.
Let's see. This is we didn't get a visual on the saint last time. You're driving through the night. Remember which oh yeah. Let me look something up real quick here.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Fine. Mm,
Everything is awesome.
um, so there are several small towns you pass through as you are on your way to the floating market. I imagine Hugh and Zeph probably want to get some shut eye on the way while Sebastian drives. You remember there was a town that had a diner that you liked. You're kind of eye out for, kind of in the kind of like in the woods, just east of the river. And you've been driving a while. Sun's starting to come up. Your eyes kind of bleary a little bit, and you see on the side of the road going into the forest something that is clearly a saint. It's probably about 15 feet tall. Definitely looked like it was human at one point. And has, it looks like, and again, it's hard to see because it's dark. It looks like it has a bunch of like taxidermied things and or people stitched onto it in various grotesque ways.
Okay.
Extra arms, extra heads, horns coming out here and there. And you don't get a great look at it, but you definitely get a look at it. It's really hard to miss. Crashes into the woods, and just before it vanishes, it makes eye contact with Sebastian. Do you wake the others up? Screaming, maybe?
Well, I don't intentionally wake them up. Whether or not I'm screaming without knowing it is there's another story. I don't know. Am I?
I'll let them choose then.
But I don't purposely be like, wake up. I'm like, it's probably best if they just aren't even aware of its presence. It's probably safest. This is my goal anyway.
Paint the scene then for you and anyone who chooses to wake up. As the saint makes an appearance, then vanishes. How does its presence affect the landscape, and how does any wildlife or nearby residents react?
I think you've now. I don't think I would have noticed this if I hadn't seen the saint, but because of that, I now notice that, like on the trees, if you look closely around the base of the trees, there's lots of other plants weirdly grafted onto the tree and like unnaturally a part of it. That I probably, again, just without the saint's presence, I probably would have been just wouldn't even have heard. It's just a tree with weird foliage over it. Now I realize it's like, oh, that's like kind of weird, mutated, melded.
As it passes, it's kind of
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything?
It's pretty strong. And you said, what is its effect on the ground around it, or on the
Landscape, and how does any wildlife or nearby residents react?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think maybe Hugh vaguely wakes up long enough to see some some small animals scampering away from where it went into the woods, sort of instinctively knowing not to tangle with it.
You probably woke up to me unintentionally muttering, be like, "Oh shit! If I go, don't. Oh god, this is fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. I don't need to wake him up. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
What?
Nothing. No, it's nothing. Goes. No, you can sleep. Just
Where's
stay
that
asleep. It's fine.
raccoon going?
Zeph, do you want to add anything?
No, I don't think so. I think that covers it.
Sebastian, you don't have to say who, but when it meets your gaze, do you recognize it at all? Or is it too far gone?
I think there is a familiarity, a weird familiarity that I don't immediately place as like, oh, that's so and so from my past. But like, I'm not. Saints are such weird, unnatural beings to begin with that it's hard to know if is it an actual familiarity or is that just like a weird side effect feeling from it being a saint and it causes weird feelings. But I can't help but feel like, man, I feel like I know that saint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. So journey scene. When traveling to another assignment, when you and at least one other custodian share a scene where you discuss your personal history or relationship to divinity, you each clear a condition. Then you'll stumble on a clue. The discussion question for today's class is what recall a time what god, angel, or saint appeared to you when you were alone? Did anyone believe you?
Oh, okay.
I was in the theater late one night, plotting out my next show, like doing stage plots and writing out a basic like lighting design I wanted and such. And then like the lights on the stage started flickering. And I was like, ah, crappy old theater. I need to take a look at that. But then on the stage, first I thought I was like, there was an extremely bright light that I was like, what is that? And then I realized that it was an actual, like, I guess eventually I realized being walking onto the stage that's kind of composed entirely of dense lightning with a vague sort of, you could make out a vague sort of clothing, but not really, but something that evoked clothing. And it, and it was like, who's very good with lighting? The Saint Electric. As in fact, you wouldn't have any lighting without the Saint Electric. Perhaps you should think about some offerings to the Saint Electric for helping you put on such wonderful shows. Perhaps you might even consider worshiping the Saint Electric. That's such a major and important part of all kinds of art. Consider this just a bit of advice or a warning, if you will. Maybe your proceeds from your show get donated to several pathways, including a nice donation to the Saint Electric. And then it's like the lights flicker, 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 and it's just gone. And I'm kind of like, I have been staying up way too long and getting too little sleep.
Pop-up
Did
ads are
that,
really aggressive right now.
what was that?
Pop-up ads are getting really aggressive.
Yeah. So to this day, like, I'm not even really sure if that was real or if that was my imagination / sleepiness causing delusions. But I did make a hefty donation in secret to the Saint Electric from that show. It's justifying by saying I am not questioning my faith, but it is true the Saint Electric contributed to the show and deserves a tithe for the beautiful lights I had. And I will get rid of Drawn to the Temple, and I guess I'll remain mauled currently.
Still bald.
I'm no longer drawn to the temple. we're away from it.
Now that you mentioned the temple, I
Y'all
think if,
swapping stories on the drive.
huh?
This is y'all just swapping stories on the drive.
Yeah.
I think so. I want to think that Hugh in his phase with the itinerant performers, at one point found like maybe in a crate or in a chest or something, a very old ornate flute or flute-like instrument, and like maybe it was a double flute with a drone or something, and he tries it out and plays a wonderful melody, and I think it summons the god of that instrument, which used to be used all across the peninsula, for the most rich and ornate ceremonies. But now the god has no believers yet, and it appears, or no believers anymore, and it appears as like a creature in immense physical duress, like barely breathing, kind of one eye barely open. And it cannot say, but Hugh somehow knows. It's like, at last one person believes in me, help. And Hugh just kind of goes wide-eyed and puts the instrument back in the crate and backs away. And we see the creature kind of Thanos snap away into dust.
But the question is, a god appeared to you when you were alone, and does anyone believe you?
Yeah. A god, angel, or what is it? God, angel, or saint appeared to you when you were alone.
Oh, and I'll clear drawn to the temple, although I still think the temple is very nice.
Well, I don't know. I'm torn. On one hand, I think it would be funny if the Watcher of the Wings came to me at some point. Be like, oh, well, like this light's
Have
very
you
useful.
considered
You ever
asking?
thought on? Also, I think that's funny, just in the Zeph and Sebastian family connection way. But I think how about this? One night when I am playing piano, perhaps annoying some neighbors, suddenly, suddenly I'm doing like a piece for, or I'm doing a piece for four hands, remembering when I used to play with my mom, I think. Yes. And then suddenly there's the missing hands are playing. So my half of four-hander is now a full four-hand piece on the piano. And I at first don't look, because I'm assuming I'm just drunk or high. But at some point, like the piece ends, and like, I see in my peripheral vision, the two hands like start up a new piece, and I, back away, and there's a god who I don't recognize, but who looks. I don't recognize what it is a god of. It kind of looks like my mom. And she doesn't talk. And it dawns on me that I'm in the presence of the Cairn Maiden. And she's telling me without telling me that there's a home for me after all of this.
Hmm.
That death awaits us all as a warm home to come home. Yes, a warm home to come home to for home. Yeah, yeah, and that's my vision. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm going to get rid of Twisted Ankle. I want to keep drawn to the temple.
Coming up on 3. Let's say so you're coming from the east. The morning light is right behind you. The floating market is in a different place than it was before, but you kind of instinctively know where it is. And as you drive up, you can see it's being it is bustling. Yeah, it looks the same as before. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save this for next time, so they can get on this action, because there's some good stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll close on you approaching the market, and it looks like a good day to for some shenanigans there.
Everything will be great. Things going bad, and
It actually probably will be great. Morning. Great. Let's go ahead and do stars and wishes, and we will start in not Nick, with Ben.
Yeah. Stars for the
Do XP first. XP, of course, first.
Oh,
Forgot
sorry.
about
Wait.
that. Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
rewards. And rewards. Okay. I'm gonna go through the end of session thing in order here. Collect rewards.
okay.
I mean, was resolved. Let's get that. Let's get your rewards first.
Yay, rewards. Woo!
Bowered Companion. I'm gonna post these in chat. But rewards are. I'll read them.
Immortality.
You probably don't. You can go to the temple and get that.
I mean, I was going to say probably not good in this universe to get.
Yeah, that's very true.
Lantern woven from black sinew, never goes out. You can add that to your altar. A small item crafted from angel. Add that to your altar. A favor for the saint of the ever turning pages. A favor of the saint in the form of bookmarked, blessed with her visage.
That sounds like a Hugh thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be stuck with the thing that is religiously offensive to him.
A set of keys to a missing faulting ferries and freight truck. A vintage field guide to the Whisper Plains. A crown of thistles and stinging nettles. Did you appease? Was that?
That was the thing we were going for, I think.
We always take the hard route.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was appeasing the god by yeah, do that. So if you took that, one of you they may, if the custodians they may additionally claim the special move. Sounds like this might be available to or I'm not sure. I think this is a reward for someone.
Oh, okay.
So that is a special move, the lighted path. During a journey scene that takes place in the wilderness, you may reveal a hidden path by drawing a prayer mark, invoking the Bowered Companion. Ghost lights flicker around the path, and if you follow them, trigger the revelation move on a hit you encounter.
Whoa, that's trippy.
Juicy. I posted all those in chat. So what do y'all think?
I mean, look at my profile picture in the character sheet.
Like an oil lantern.
I feel like that's what I should take. And it feels right.
Cool. Go ahead and add that to your altar.
I guess I'll go ahead and grab that favor of the saint of the ever turning pages.
Cool. Add that to your altar. A favor of the saint.
Take the keys to the missing truck.
Nice. All right, cool. That is rewards, and I posted them in our chat as well, so Nick can pick one when the time comes.
Oh yeah.
Zeph, did you want to do that verse?
I was thinking I might start that out next time.
Make that note.
I might want to talk to you a little bit about that.
Yeah. So now we do XP. And we will start with Zeph for that. And discussing questions. Looks like we're all full up there. What do you got?
Yeah. We finished a mission, an assignment. Engaged with a god, angel, or other divine manifestation. Delivered a monologue, and went out of the way to connect with the local community.
Nice. I'm going to go ahead and give Ren those 2 XP for completing assignment and engaging with whatnot as well. Sebastian.
Yes, assignment. We did engage with God, Angel, or Divine Manifestation, right? Yeah. 'Cause, we definitely went out of our way to connect with the local community. And yes, I did undermine the orders of our superiors by saying, fuck them and their assignments. We're going where we want.
There'll be no repercussions.
None whatsoever. So that is an advancement +3. So yay for that.
Cool. And Hugh.
We completed an assignment. I feel good about saying that there was engagement with a god along
Yeah.
the way there.
Yeah.
We did connect with the local community, and I was briefly vulnerable with Zeph. So that is new thing +3. That gives me an advancement. I think I'll gain a follower.
Ooh. Let's see what that looks like.
It would be neat to have, like, could we just have Helen as a follower, or
No.
no? Okay.
She
That's
is
fair.
not an ally. To put
Okay.
that way.
I'll
She
figure
is a
something out.
complication.
But just out of curiosity, do we know what happened to Mog/woman, or is that a mystery at this point?
To the librarian,
Yeah.
she was hollowed.
So we do know for sure, like she's
Everyone, I mean, you
Yeah.
may have not seen her in particular, but everyone went to the temple, including her. So Mog's soul is in a saint. So that's cool. We didn't think about that, but I'll write that down for next time.
So one of those saints is one of the best actors on the peninsula.
Well, I didn't know if like everyone was being hollowed, or if like the god might have chosen like the few. Like, so I thought at some point we talked about like it would
Nice.
probably choose who it thought was the most lost or whatever, or something like
Real good job on that one. Cool. Any other advances we want to talk about before?
I'll take a look and decide later.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, I've thought about a follower in the past, and we'll see. We'll see.
Followers for everybody.
Yeah, we'll have a big party. We need a bigger car. Got to get a van.
Cool. Then if Zeph doesn't have one, then we will go to Stars and Wishes, starting with Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Zeph, you have an advancement you want to do?
No. I was sorry. I misheard.
Okay, cool. Peter then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, wishes is to be less wiped out by theater festival stuff. And yeah, stars for everybody for sort of buoying me along in this. Stars for like creating the scary temple together and the terrible things that happened. Stars for Mark for really riding a "you were too successful, look what you have brought." Wishes, yeah, I'm eager to see kind of how the floating market has developed in our absence. I would like to see what horrible things have gone wrong in Welkin's Vigil since our absence as well. Yeah, and I'm eager to see Zeph's verse, and yeah, and I'm curious about how this follower mechanic works.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know if metagaming is the most useful thing I've done, but it could be fun.
Gaming is just gaming. It's
Exactly. The mechanics
Wonder-
are there for a reason.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll pick up somebody from the floating market.
There's plenty of people there to pick up.
Oh, that sounds good. That's
Cool.
it for me.
Then Heath.
Yeah, I felt that was a fun one. I thought there was just some good story and narration from everybody. I particularly enjoyed Mark's, which detail was true about her having an actor's soul. It's like, all right, I see what you did there.
This is what I was like,
I was like, yeah, it was good. I like that. Wishes. I still want to get my cameo back.
Someday.
I want to talk to Salesa, find out what the fuck he did to Mog Squamous,
mm,
and have a Nick back.
yeah. For those who have not been keeping track, Salesa is the one who sent Ren off to find the red book. That possibly burned up the lady who took your locket. So all sorts of things come together. Great, Ben.
Yeah, stars for everyone, for their characters and for the like. I mean, we did kind of have a freewheeling discussion about like, oh, what do we do now? Which I enjoyed, as well as our terrible solution. I wanted a special star for Peter for the name of the play.
Oh.
Just that moment. Yeah, and Mark for keeping everything moving towards the inevitable finish of us destroying the town instead of saving it. I mean, feels inevitable. I mean, I certainly don't feel guilty about it. It was going to happen. Yeah, wishes. Yeah, I'm curious to see what we do with our advancements. Seems like we've got a lot of interesting things to play with. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens next with the stories of like, yeah, what's happening at the market that we can always go back to. What's happening with the Institute, the larger conspiracy. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I don't know. It feels like I don't know how long we've been playing, but this feels like we are rapidly getting towards some sort of climax.
Yeah.
This was
Although,
session
it's hard.
16. You are two
Yeah.
clues away from the Institute becoming the next assignment.
It's also hard to imagine, like, oh my gosh, like the Institute has like terrible plans to, and they're like, what are they going to do? Destroy a
Yeah.
town? Like, we did that. Like, we did that without even trying.
Been there, done that. Got
yeah.
the t-shirt.
Um, Minor spoiler: the Institute is interested in you and the things that you have been doing and how they can leverage that.
Well, I mean, we're charming people, so.
We haven't been doing anything. We've been doing our jobs,
During towns,
taking a vacation.
right, taking a vacation.
You'll see from the AI summaries of these sessions that we have been doing nothing useful.
And
Mostly
Helen
pie.
before that, so.
Why would the Institute be interested in people who do nothing useful?
I don't know. Someone might want to destroy a town every now and then. Cool. Yeah. A real good time. A lot of good stuff. The great mix of like the philosophical discussions about how we're going to do stuff at the beginning to the implementation of the play to the abject horror of actually did sacrificing dozens of people, hundreds maybe.
Hundreds so far.
So far, and possibly for a long time to go. Yeah, excited to see what the floating market has some fun things attached to it when you go back to it. Like that kind of evolves each time you go back, so that's fun. Yeah, I'm just kind of like I need to go back to Welkin's Vigil and see what has happened. Not good. Yeah, I'm if you get to Skyward Sprawl at some point, I'm curious to see what it is. And we'll be getting a new assignment next time as well. So
Oh no.
great stuff. Yeah, that's all I got. Anything else you want to say before we go off?
Yeah, got that.
Goodbye to the internet.
Bye, internet.